Hi everyone, I want to share my thought on the incident at Pizzeria del Pazzo, something that as a Taiwanese person, of course, I saw it shared all over social media. So here's what happened.
Ciao, da dove vieni? Ma in Cina? Cina?
Taiwan.
Taiwan? Andato in guarda, spettacolo, grandi!
Taiwan!
Ale!
Okay, let me give you some quick rundown and the context of what's going on here. A group of 16 tourists from Taiwan visited the restaurant Pizzeria del Pazzo in Montecatini Terme, Tuscany. They ordered only 5 pizzas for 16 people, and the Patrizio Pazzini, the owner, filmed the group and posted a video on social media in which he mocked the tourists, asking, "Where are you from, China?" To which they replied Taiwan. And then according to Corriere Fiorentino, which is a local newspaper in Florence, he said a bunch of rude words that I cannot speak on the internet for obvious reason. Side note, I cannot find the original video that he actually used that word, so it has probably been taken down for obvious reason. After that, the video went viral and also pick up on Taiwanese news, which Taiwanese are not happy because usually Taiwanese are very united when they think one of us is being bullied by people from other countries. So Pazzini removed it and posted a second video apologizing, but neither Italian nor Taiwanese bolded. Okay, so who is at fault here? Let's break down each party's behavior. Let's start with the pizzeria's owner, okay? So first, the owner chose to single out a group of tourists based on their nationality or ethnicity, or assuming their nationality, right? So, which is totally irrelevant regarding to handling the situation. So it's no point doing that, and it's kind of inappropriate in that situation to do that. He also recorded them without apparent consent and public mocked them on social media, including to report they also use racial language and targeting the fact that they were only ordering 5 pizza or 16 for 16 people. The later we can argue might be a reasonable complaint if he handled it properly and maturely, which we will discuss later. This is clearly disrespectful and discriminatory behavior, especially in a hospitality context where service should be professional, right? If the owner have concern about what the group ordered, the appropriate response would have been to communicate directly and respectfully. That does not excuse immature and unprofessional mocking behavior. Now let's talk about the behavior of the tourist, okay? Based on the information available, the tourist doesn't appear to have done anything seriously wrong. Aside from possibly ordering, one thing we can probably say is that they probably ordering less than the restaurant expect and the custom expect, right? So if they really order only 5 pizza and 3 beer for a group of 16, there may have been a misunderstanding about the table size expectation or any minimum order policy. To be fair, I can understand why the restaurant owner might feel frustrated seeing such a large group order so little. That part is understandable. But even so, it in no way justifies the owner's immature reaction or the way he chose to handle the situation. And another thing is that there are actually some Taiwanese influencers pointing out the cultural difference here. For example, there is a influencer called Amy JG 时间. She is an influencer talking about some international observation. So she do point out that even in Taiwan, like 16 people order 5 pizza, 3 beer is kind of very little. And so she's kind of defending the Italian's restaurant owner that his behavior might be having some reason. But she is kind of, in my opinion, she is kind of defending the restaurant owner too much. He's like kind of totally standing on his side, which is I don't think it's fair because it does not excuse his behavior, right? It's not like you cannot communicate it in a more professional way, and since the tour guide is there, it's already communicated. It's not totally. It's obviously the main fault still on the restaurant side. Another interesting thing that she pointed out is that when you go to Italy, there seems to be a culture of like straightforwardness. So here's what she said. She said, it's just how Italians are. Their happiness or unhappiness is written all over their face. When they like something, they love it to the core. When they are unhappy, they swear. Seriously, don't go to someone's website to give it 1-star rating. I feel like it's our face that being washed away. I think there's a translation. What is being washed with? I think it's like what she is talking about is that Taiwanese mind embarrassing ourselves by like criticizing that restaurant, which I do not agree because I'm sure the restaurant is mostly at fault here. Okay, but she do point out one interesting thing is that Italian seems to be very straightforward about their emotion. I actually just came back from Italy. I would say it is it's a reasonable thing to say. And another thing is that you go to Italy and when you try to communicate with the Italian, one thing that you will notice is that they don't actually speak perfect English. So when you communicate with them, most of the time you use English, they use Google Translator. And the communication between back and forth might look a little bit rude. Actually, I just go back from the Airbnb. I communicate with a disagreement about how much bed we should have. And in the beginning, I do think he is very rude by just reading his text. But then I realize he is posting back of what I write in Italian. Then I realize, he is using Google Translate. So a lot of them might be just translation issue because English is not Italian's first language, and they do not speak perfect English. Sometimes the communication might sound a little bit rude due to the translation. That is one cultural nuance we can understand here. And also, culturally speaking, there seems to be more straightforward. I'm not quite sure it's totally true, but from what I see, how I interact with them, it seems to be quite straightforward. That is real. But in this case, it is out of the line of straightforwardness. It's not just straightforward. It's outright rude. So I wouldn't excuse the pizzeria owner for being just straightforward. It's obviously is the degree of unprofessional immaturity is inexcusable. You cannot use straightforwardness to excuse that. There is actually a Reddit post talking about this exact situation, and I think one comment summarized it perfectly. Let me see, where is it? Where is it? Oh, here we go. So let me translate it to English. Okay, so here's what the person says. Aside from the restaurant owner's unacceptable manner and rudeness, there is actually a beautiful cultural clash going on between two diametrical opposed dynamic. In Italy, it's normal to order one dish per person, each for themselves, with their own taste. In China, it's normal to order dishes to be shared. So having lived in that part of the world for a long time, I'm more than certain that the gentlemen in the video have no idea of the inconvenience they are causing the restaurant owner. And the other person replied in, I agree. The restaurant is wrong because if he had spent same time he used to make the idiotic video using a translator, there would have been no problem. And just give you some extra context. There's actually a tour guide accompany those 16 tourists, and the tour guide actually already communicated with the owner saying that they will order less than they expect. So in that situation, the mature and professional way to handle this, it's just that you tell the tour guide it's not acceptable to order 5 pizza. Please order more. It's causing me trouble. You can easily just solve that just talking to the tour guide who speaks Italian. So why don't you just do it the easy way and respectful way? Don't understand. Another thing I want to point out here is that cultural sensitivity should go both ways, right? When misunderstanding happen, the proper response is to communicate the cultural sensitivity and cultural difference respectfully, not to mock the other party. From my personal experience, I'm not even sure the non-sharing rule is still as strict as people claim it to be. When I was in Milan, I eat pizza with an Italian Tinder match, and they did share pizza. In large Italian cities where tourists are common, restaurants often ask whether you would like to share and will even bring extra plate if you want to. And that said, in some restaurants, especially more traditional one, local one, may still follow stricter norm. That is completely fine. But in that case, the expectation should be explained properly, right? And handled with maturity, not ridicule. And that is really immature. Yeah, so here's just my basic thought. Here's my 2 cents on this situation. Let me know what you think about this situation. I'll see you later.